Hey, welcome back. I don't know. I was gonna maybe talk more about the shooting, but I think I probably said everything yesterday that I could say. Just looking at Federalist number 46 again. Want me to read a random paragraph? This is a long one. Yeah, so Madison did, in fact, write the Bill of Rights. And guess what he also did? He wrote Federalist number 46, which talks a lot more about the militia. I don't know, it's not specifically about the Second Amendment, because obviously he wrote the Second Amendment after this. So maybe there is something after he wrote the Second Amendment where he's like, this is what I meant. But I don't know, I'm stupid, so I don't know. All I've got is this book, and Federalist number 46 is all about the state and federal governments. But ambitious encroachments of the federal government on the authority of the state governments would not excite the opposition of a single state, or of a few states only. They would signal general alarm. Every government would espouse the common cause. A correspondence would be open. Plans of resistance would be concerted. One spirit would animate. Pretty interesting, Mr. Madison. But if I'm not going to talk about that, what am I going to talk about today? So yeah, I mean, I try to have a better opinion than just like guns are stupid, because they are. So my opinion is that the Second Amendment is not the right for like every idiot who wants a gun to get one. It's not what it means. And I'm not even like a constitutional like originalist or whatever, or literalist. I'm the kind of person who's like, George Washington died because his doctor drained all of his blood. Like, the people at that time weren't the smartest people in the world. I mean, the Founding Fathers were pretty cool and interesting. Sorry, my eye's itchy. And they're really smart, and they know what they did. Like, they created the first modern democracy out of like thin air, and it worked, which is amazing. But like, they didn't understand abortion. Yeah, I mean, we have a problem where, and we could do more politics talk today. That's good, because I could talk about the filibuster too. I hate politics, but I keep talking about it. I do hate it. It's so stupid. It's just people on TV being like, I'm better than you. And I'm like, no, I'm better than you. Who cares? How do I get up there? We should be having, I think the Founding Fathers intended, I remember hearing once Jefferson thought like, you should do a new constitution every 10 years, that's a bit much, but we should be making amendments all the time, and we don't. We only have like 26 or something. I can't do this. I don't know how to do this part. Okay, that's just what we're gonna do. There should be amendment on abortion, like either way, because back in 1776, they didn't do abortions. They didn't know how to do it. So it was different. Like, I'm gonna die. Whoops. I was reading the book. You time up. What's your favorite Federalist paper? Is it number 61? I didn't get there yet. Hamilton, uniformity and the national control of elections to the House. That's cool. Oh yeah, I was reading today about the House of Representatives. Federalist, like number 50 or something. That's pretty interesting. It's Madison saying like, how do we decide how many representatives there are? Like, if and how often they should be elected. He's like, should it be 2 years? In England, they do it every 7 years. Is that not enough? maybe we should do it every 3 years. And he's like, 2 years is the best. I mean, Madison was really smart, but like, I don't know. I mean, the argument is always like, well, who do you want to be making the new amendments? Mitch McConnell? I was like, no, I know. We're stupider now than we used to be. I wish we had modern day Madisons who like were smart. I mean, I think we do, but they just don't become politicians. Like Bill Gates is pretty smart, but he doesn't want to be a politician. I kind of want to read Hillary Clinton's book because I'm like, I remember every time I heard an excerpt from it, I'm like, this is the person who wants to be a president. She talks like Elizabeth Gilbert, the big magic lady. Like, you should be talking like Hamilton, right? You should be having like, you went to lawyer school. You're smart. Why do you talk like that? I don't know. This is boring. Ariel, are you watching? This is boring. I don't know if she watches every video, so probably not. But what do you think about guns? They're bad. That's my take. I was gonna talk about the filibuster too. I remember I had a video title that I liked where I talked about the filibuster, and it was called "Filibusting Makes Me Feel Good," because I'm like, I like the filibuster because I think it would be a good idea to need a super majority, not just a normal majority, especially in a political system where there's only two parties, so one of the two is always going to have a majority. Jump. So, if you want to get something done, it would be kind of nice to have 60. You don't have to have all 100, but just have 60 representatives. I changed my mind. I don't like the filibuster anymore, and I think you can get rid of it. Jump. Why do I say that? I was thinking more about if you're a progressive person, I think you should like the filibuster. You should want to get rid of the filibuster. Oh no! Oh. I'm gonna save so I don't do that again, you stupid idiot. Like, in my mind, I use Obamacare as an example of even when Republicans had a majority, they weren't able to get rid of Obamacare because people like progress. They're afraid of progress before it happens because they're like, I want everything to stay the same. But then once it happens, more people, not everybody, but more people are like, you'll start to get some of the conservatives to, am I gonna die? To be okay with keeping Obamacare because changing Obamacare would mean changing again, and they don't like that. They don't like change, right? That's what being a conservative... That's the idea of conservatism. That's super reductive or whatever. To just say like, oh, conservatives don't want to change anything, and liberals want to progress everything or whatever. But that's kind of how it works, right? So getting rid of the filibuster would mean you're afraid of, oh, if Republicans only have 50 people, they're going to do terrible things. But I view it more like, to me, in the current political system, it seems like nobody's ever going to get 60 senators. So then, are we just never going to do anything? I, as a progressive person, I like the idea of just trying stuff, and that's what we would do. Like, we just have to do stuff. We're not doing anything. As long as we have 50 senators, nothing's ever going to get done. Except for, like, let's make a national pancake day. Like, okay, you get 98 senators, and Rand Paul's like, no, we can't have a pancake day because that's spending taxpayer... So I've changed my mind, and I think I'm kind of rooting for the filibuster to go away, and I don't know if they're ever going to do it. I think you need 50 votes to do it, and they only have like 47 or 48 Democrats who want to get rid of the filibuster. So it might not happen. Yeah, I think it's good to just try stuff. Oh, I gotta end. Oops. That's why I saved. Like Obamacare. Okay, we try Obamacare, and then... So there's two aspects of it. The one aspect is like... Democrats have 50 senators right now. If they put gun laws into action... they would have like 4 years or maybe 8 years where these gun laws couldn't be reversed. In those 4 to 8 years, we would either see less gun deaths and people would be happier, or we wouldn't see any. We would see less gun deaths, or we wouldn't see like any change. And then people would just be like, "Oh, there's no change, so why are we gonna reverse these laws?" Once you put laws into effect, even if Republicans get a majority, it's hard to undo them. It's harder. I mean, it's not impossible. And of course, that means that the Republicans can do whatever terrible things that they want to do. But I think it's easier to undo terrible conservative things because there's always going to be a push for progress. I don't think there's always going to be a push for conservatism and like rolling back liberties, or not liberties, but just like rules and stuff. I never really talked about that idea before. I think it makes sense. So yeah, I flipped on the old filibuster. I think it's bad now. What do you think? You like it? I think it would be good to get rid of. And we can actually start getting some stuff done, either good or bad, whatever. Like, just try stuff, see if it works. If it doesn't, whatever. Then you can get rid of it just as easy. Like, if you want to make an amendment, then you need, like, 70 senators or whatever. Which, okay, that makes sense, fine. But if you want to just pass a regular law, just 50. Majority. And one of the senators sent something... I gotta end. I think it was the Connecticut senator who's saying, like, the majority of Americans want more background checks for guns or whatever. So, they elected a majority in the Senate, a majority in the House, and a majority in the executive. So if a majority of Americans want something and they elected a majority of Democrats, they should be able to pass something, but they can't in the Senate. So, see you tomorrow.